Good evening, and welcome to the 2022 Edelman Gala in person. I'm Elena Gersman, and I'm the Executive Director of Informs, and I'm so excited to be here in Houston for this Edelman Gala. Again, the first time we've been in person for a couple years. It's so wonderful to see how Inform's vision of better decision-making for a just, prosperous, and sustainable world is really brought to life through these exciting competitions. I'm pleased to introduce our host for this evening, Dr. Erica Clampfel, the Director of Operations Analytics at Ford Motor Company. Her global team delivers AI, ML, and advanced analytics across the entire Ford operations. Erica has had several diverse roles at Ford, positioning her at the intersection of technology, innovation, and management in the areas of analytics, mobility services, and human-centered design. I'm also so happy to acknowledge and say that Erica has a long history of service to Informs, such as being a prior chair of the Business Analytics Conference. Thank you. She is the Ford Informs Roundtable representative and also the Informs Prize chair. So please welcome our MC for the night, Erica.
Good evening and welcome to the 16th Annual Edelman Gala. What an honor it is to be your host this evening and a pleasure to be back in Houston, especially in April before it gets too hot. As some of you may know, I spent many years in Houston as a graduate student at Rice University. Got some of my cohorts in the audience. And so, yeah, I left after 6 years with a PhD, a husband, and a 2-year-old. So Houston holds a special place in my heart. I enjoy coming back to visit family and friends, many of who are here tonight. It's really nice to be back. The Informs Analytics Conference has always been my favorite conference to attend. It has high-quality talks, you get to see diverse application with industry impact, and of course, this Edelman Gala that celebrates the highest impact projects, organizations, and universities. It's nice to be back in person after we've all been isolated in our different virtual worlds. I think this is the most people I've been around at once outside of the airport and without masks. While the world has changed in the last couple of years, what hasn't changed in this world continues to turn to analytics to help with the new challenges we've been facing, from predicting rates and spread of COVID to supporting companies through supply chain disruption. It really makes me proud to be a part of a community that has so much impact. Analytics and data continue to help drive insights to make smarter decisions. The organizations that we recognize at this gala have demonstrated the very highest level of achievement that our field can offer: innovative methods, large-scale deployments, and proven impact, whether that impact is measured in financial terms or in terms of human health and well-being. Operations research and advanced analytics are moving forward, creating more value and making a real difference in our lives. Tonight, we celebrate another year of progress where we will showcase 4 awards. We will present the Daniel H. Wagner Prize, which celebrates innovative methods and superior exposition. We will award the UPS George D. Smith Prize, which focuses on academic departments that are outstanding in preparing the next generation of practitioners. We will award the Informs Prize, which recognizes depth and breadth of analytics within an organization sustained over many years. Finally, we will present the Edelman Award, the namesake of this evening's event and widely recognized as the Nobel Prize of OR and Analytics, which focuses on successful impact in a business or on society. Please join me with a warm round of applause for all contestants. This evening would not be possible without the generous support of sponsors of this evening's Gala Awards ceremony. Our platinum level sponsors are Ames, Ample, FICO, the Tauber Institute for Global Operations at the University of Michigan, and Tecnológico de Monterrey. Our premier level sponsors are GAMS, International Institute of Business Analytics, Canaxis, Metron, Procter & Gamble, Purdue University, Granite School of Management, the University of Cincinnati Center for Business Analytics, UPS, and Wake Forest University Center for Analytics Impact. Please join me in showing our appreciation for their generous support. Please also recognize and thank the members of the Edelman Gala Committee. This committee volunteered considerable time to making this evening a success. Our thanks to all of you. We also thank the Inforum's practice section for their ongoing support and stewardship of the Gala Committee, as well as the award competitions for the Edelman, Wagner, and UPS Smith Prizes. Last and certainly not least, please join me in recognizing the Inforum staff. We thank you for your efforts to make this celebration and conference and our society a success. One thing that unites all of tonight's awards is an emphasis on the use of operations research and analytics in practice. There are other times where we celebrate theoretical and methodological advances, but tonight is about real-world impact. Looking back at my own career, I have had the opportunity to work with world-class professionals at Ford on a variety of applications, and have seen some of our solutions directly impact the business, like applying analytics to sustainability problems. We help determine what technologies and materials are needed in our products to lower our fleet emissions and achieve our sustainability goals. The optimization of technologies to drive quantifiable emissions reduction led to the recommendation that the F-150 be built out of aluminum. And I know I'm in Texas, so people should know what the F-150 is, right? And we see this in the market today, and that's one of the coolest applications, to see something that was delivered from analytics driving around. It was a bold move to change our best and longest selling product. During the downturn in 2007, we used optimization to help with the restructuring of our interiors business. We built models that helped provide data-driven insights around how we could restructure and strategically source the components to excess capacity in the supply base. During COVID, more recently, we used analytics to help understand the COVID rates and the impact in areas where we operate. This provided data-driven insights on plant readiness, absenteeism potential, and temporary hiring requirements. We also helped mitigate supply chain disruption due to both COVID and the chip shortage by building scenario analysis to understand alternatives to help improve our profitability with limited resources. More recently, in Ford's quality space, we've leveraged connected vehicle data fused with other data sets such as warranty claims and service reports, and used machine learning models to detect quality issues early on before they became major issues in the market. In my career, I've experienced no shortage of problems we can solve and the impact that we can have. I know that each of this year's Edelman Awards finalists have felt the same excitement and satisfaction, knowing that you've changed organizations, saved money, or improved lives. The Edelman Award is not just good for ideas, it is for great ideas that change the world. The competition for this award is unique, intense, and rigorous. Just being an Edelman finalist is a great honor, and we recognize that honor by inducting all finalists into the Edelman Academy. Take a look at your program book to get a deeper understanding of the history of the award, its impact, and this year's finalists. The award is named after Franz Edelman, one of the earlier practitioners of operations research. Franz joined the RCA Corporation as an engineer while working there in the 1950s. He established one of the first OR business groups in North America. Now, more than 70 years later, we celebrate and promote the impact and importance of OR and analytics in almost every aspect of the world around us.
What is compassionate? What is imaginative? What is human? What are all of those things? Operations research and analytics. They offer limitless possibilities for us to tackle challenges, great and small, to innovate in ways that once upon a time were fiction and fantasy. But this is not the stuff of wild imaginations or distant, far-off ideas. They're proven scientific and mathematical processes, studying and analyzing complex systems, turning data into information, transforming information into insights, yielding new ideas and inspiring actions that save lives, save money, and solve problems. Operations research and analytics fuel our passion to explore, to forge new solutions to timeless puzzles, propel us toward a finish line we'll never see, and spark our determination to give our children a better world and a brighter future. What is compassionate? What is imaginative? What is resoundingly human? Operations research and analytics.
Operations research and analytics have led to substantial advances in nearly every industry across the globe. From communication to healthcare to finance to disaster relief, they have transformed nearly every aspect of how we live, work, learn, travel, and more. Of these, Franz Edelman Award winners are amongst the most impactful applications of OR and analytics, with significant, lasting contributions that are truly saving lives, saving money, and solving the world's most complex problems. In 2020, Intel was recognized with the Franz Edelman Award for their efficient product feature design coupled with supply chain planning, which is critical to Intel's success. In response to an exponential increase in complexities, Intel developed an innovative set of capabilities using advanced analytics that span product feature design through supply chain planning with the goal of maximizing revenue while minimizing cost. Implementation of this capability over the majority of Intel's product portfolio has provided average annual benefits in increased revenue and decreased cost of $1.9 billion and $1.5 billion respectively, with a total benefit of $21.2 billion to date. That's a big number. It's very impressive. And last year, the United Nations World Food Program, WFP, the world's leading humanitarian organization and 2020 Nobel Peace Prize laureate, was awarded the Franz Edelman Award for their transformative and life-saving work delivering food assistance in emergencies and working with communities to improve nutrition and build resilience. In 2020 alone, WFP assisted nearly 100 million people across 88 countries. Analytics is key to WFP's management of its vast and complex humanitarian operations, helping it reach more people, respond faster in emergencies, and realize significant savings that are used to improve lives and empower communities. I'd like to take a moment to congratulate these winning teams who were unable to have a special moment of recognition on stage during the virtual gala celebrations. In addition, from the 2020 Gala, I'd like to recognize the host Peter Bell and Master of Ceremonies Grace Lynn, as well as the co-hosts from the 2021 Gala, Dion Ailman and Zahir Balaporia, who also did not have an opportunity to celebrate in person, yet flawlessly navigated their virtual celebrations. Please join me in a round of applause for the 2020 and 2021 Edelman Award winners and Gala hosts and Masters of Ceremonies. During the course of this evening, we will have the opportunity to hear briefly from each of the 6 finalists for the 2022 Franz Edelman Award. They will be presented in alphabetical order. The first of the 2022 finalists is Alibaba for their work, Integrated Forecast, Inventory, Price Optimization, and Recommendation. This has reduced millions in inventory and shrinkage cost and has sustained revenue increase for Alibaba retail businesses. Please welcome from Alibaba, Xingwei Zhang and Yuming Dang. Please join me in honoring this team from Alibaba.
Alibaba was founded in 1999. We enable business to transform the way they market, sell, and operate, and to improve their efficiencies. We provide the technology infrastructure and marketing reach to help merchants, brands, retailers, and other businesses to leverage the power of new technology to engage with their users and customers and operate in a more efficient way. Alibaba strongly believes that technology is integral to the future transformation of business, and we have long been at the forefront of pursuing technology innovation to drive commercial innovation. Over the past several years, Alibaba has built a comprehensive omnichannel new retail infrastructure with different retail formats that meet a variety of delivery radius needs in order to best serve our customers. It is a strategic important area that Alibaba will continue to prioritize for the future. In omnichannel retail, how to apply supply chain and operations research to foster intelligent business decision-making so as to improve customer experience, increase retail efficiency, elevate retail models is an area where we never stop investing. Precise and intelligent supply chain decision-making is critical to the incubation and healthy growth of retail businesses. We have designed a series of algorithms that originates from practice and has been embedded in our business operations in various retail subsidiaries, such as Fresh Hippo and Tmall Mart. Our deep learning-based forecast, simulation optimization-based inventory management, and real-time inventory-based recommendation algorithms have significantly reduced the mismatch between supply and demand. These algorithms have tackled with many novel features, which include distinct demand patterns, interaction among products, complex inventory operation procedures such as a mixture of inventory retrieval patterns, real-time price markdowns via various promotion strategies, promotion recommendations with inventory availability considerations. These algorithms have achieved significant financial savings with annual hundreds of millions of dollars in shrinkage and inventory costs, while maintaining or increasing the service level in Alibaba retail subsidiaries. As the retail business evolves, one thing that will never change is the need for supply chain efficiency as a core competitive advantage. Operation research will remain essential to supporting e-commerce and retail innovations and generating positive values for our society and economy. We thank the Edelman Committee for recognizing Alibaba. Alibaba is and will always be a technology-driven company, and we will continue to drive operations research to innovate for our business. Thank you for once again selecting Alibaba as a finalist. It is truly an honor for us.
I'm delighted to invite Steve Graves, Inform's past president, to the stage. Steve will be presenting the Edelman Academy Trophy to the next finalist on behalf of Informs. The second of the 2022 finalists is General Motors for their work Vehicle Content Optimization at General Motors. Please welcome John Owen, Philip Keenan, Kurt Schmitter, Pei-Ling Wu Smith. Please join me in honoring this impressive teen from GM. Accepting the Academy Trophy and summarizing their work is John Owen, Director of Advanced Analytics and Chief Scientist for Operations Research at General Motors. I have the pleasure of being a friend of this crosstown rival, and I know firsthand how important the problem is that they're solving and how complicated it is to solve. I'm looking forward to learning more about how they tackled it.
When it comes to buying a new vehicle, customers are faced with many choices and a budget. When it comes to making a vehicle, product teams are faced with many decisions and a financial target. But what are the optimal combinations of features that will please customers and return a profit for GM? The Content Optimization Tool Study helps us find the answer. Used by the Features and Technology Optimization team in the planning process, COTS considers market dynamics, business case needs, and customer feedback to simulate a vehicle's reception in the market. By analyzing thousands of possible combinations, COTS identifies the range of the most efficient order combinations that will maximize both market share and profit. The generated insights help the team identify unnecessary costs and reduce order complexity. As a result, we can deliver excellent vehicles that delight our customers and generate more revenue for GM. That's the power of data and analytics at GM.
Vehicle content optimization was a breakthrough for GM, providing us with an analytical tool that uses consumer preferences as a foundation to help product teams make these important contenting decisions for our future vehicles. Our VCO capability combines sophisticated consumer market research with state-of-the-art simulation and optimization algorithms, allowing us to run what-if scenarios and optimize the contenting strategy for each new vehicle program. The result is a user-friendly, fully productionized system maintained by GMIT and executed on each new vehicle program by a dedicated team of analysts.
Importantly, vehicle content optimization is driven by consumer insights and preferences. As a result, this data is powerful because it reflects on what customers currently desire and reduces reliance on historical sales data. Overall, VCO is a critical tool that helps our product teams make data-driven, customer-based contenting decisions that enhance customer satisfaction and, in turn, revenue and financial performance.
In total, VCO has contributed over $4 billion of variable profit to GM's bottom line since 2018. And that's not counting reductions in engineering design and tooling costs from the associated complexity reduction. So this process is vital to not only deliver great products for our customers, but also assuring they have the right financial returns for our business.
Hello. On behalf of General Motors, I'd like to thank Informs and the Edelman Committee. It truly is an honor to be here with you tonight. The journey of vehicle content optimization unfolded over almost 15 years and involved the best of operations research as an applied science. From understanding the challenge and opportunity and formulating a strategic vision of what was possible through modeling and analysis to true innovation and capability development, as well as organizational change management to make that vision a reality. It's been an exciting journey, and we're thrilled to share our story, and thank you for the opportunity. I'd also like to give a big shout out to our coaches Pooja and Mustafa, who aren't able to join us tonight, for their partnership and guidance. Thank you. And a special thank you to Ranga and Jeff for stepping in at the last minute to give us on-site coaching advice. Thank you very much.
The Wagner Prize recognizes and awards outstanding achievement in the practice of operations research or advanced analytics, without the formal requirement for major financial or strategic impact. It also focuses on delivery of a clear and well-written paper and an articulate, informative presentation. I am intimately aware of how prestigious this award is, how rewarding it is to just be a finalist, and how challenging it is to win. I am a two-time finalist of this award. Yes, a finalist, not a winner, but I'm very proud of the work that was recognized and the impact that it had at Ford. First, for the restructuring and sourcing work for Ford's interior business, and second, for a test planning scheduler support system that maximized crash tests to be performed on vehicles while minimizing the number of vehicles that we needed to crash. So, Margaret Bjarnadottir chaired the 2021 Wagner Prize, but unfortunately she could not join us this evening. Jim Cochran of the University of Alabama, who is a committee member, will invite to the stage the winner of the 2021 Daniel H. Wagner Prize for Excellence in Operations Research Practice.
Thank you, Erica. A special thank you to the firms of Metron, Daniel Wagner Associates, and Applied Mathematics, who've made generous endowments to create a prize in the memory of the late Daniel H. Wagner. You can learn more about Dr. Wagner on page 57 in your Edelman ceremony book. In brief, Dan Wagner earned a PhD in pure mathematics from Brown University in 1951. Although his formal training was as a theoretician, he joined the Navy's Operations Evaluation Group at the Pentagon, and after working on operations research for naval warfare, he dedicated his life to solving real-world problems. Through the company he founded in 1963, he recruited a multitude of high-quality mathematicians into the operations research community. Dr. Wagner was an active member of ORSA, then Informs for more than 40 years. Dan strove for strong mathematics applied to practical problems, supported by clear and intelligible writing. And these principles embody the criteria we seek for the Wagner Prize. The winning paper, along with those of the other finalists, is published in a special issue of Inform's Journal on Applied Analytics, and the finalist presentations are available online in the Inform's video library. I'd like to take a moment also to recognize the committee members who worked hard this year to identify the best of many high-quality submissions. As I read your name, would the judges in the audience please stand? I ask the audience to please hold your applause until all the judges are standing. Margaret Bjarnadottir, Chair, University of Maryland. William J. Browning, Applied Mathematics Incorporated. Alan Butler, President and CEO of Daniel H. Wagner Associates. Pavritha Harsha, IBM Research. Jun Lee, University of Michigan. Lawrence D. Stone, Metron Incorporated. Emily Tucker, Clemson University. And Willem van Hove, Carnegie Mellon University. Thank you. In 2021, we had a total of 5 finalists. A list of the authors and papers is provided on the screen and in your program book. As you can see, the finalists include both U.S. and international entries, and the papers described innovative OR applications in a variety of fields. I'm pleased to announce the winners of the 2021 Wagner Prize for their work, Interpretable OR for High-Stakes Decisions, Designing the Greek COVID-19 Testing System. Hamza Bastani, University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School of Business. Keman Dropopoulos, USC Marshall School of Business, and Vishal Gupta, USC Marshall School of Business. Here to accept their award and speak on behalf of the group is Vishal Gupta.
On behalf of my co-authors, Hamza and Kimon, and all of our other collaborators, I want to first say how incredibly honored we are to receive this prize. For me personally, winning the Wagner Prize has been a long-time professional goal, and this is a big day. The tragedy of the COVID-19 pandemic was a call to arms for our community, an opportunity for us to contribute our skills to fight the virus. Many of us in OR, analytics, and machine learning answered that call, contributing our modeling and data expertise to do what we could, big and small, honing the world's pandemic response and trying valiantly to stem the tide. For our work to be singled out for this honor amidst this joint effort is incredibly humbling. That said, no great work is ever accomplished single-handedly. Hence, as we accept this prize, I also want to sincerely thank the Greek government, who had the vision to see the possibilities for using operations research tools to fight the pandemic, including Prime Minister Mitsotakis, the Greek COVID-19 Task Force, the Ministry of Digital Governance, the General Secretariat for Civil Protection, the Ministry of Health, the National Public Health Organization, our academic collaborators at the Greek Epidemiological Task Force, and most importantly, the boots-on-the-ground border control agents, doctors, nurses, and laboratory personnel that contribute to make this project a reality. We'd also like to sincerely thank the Informs community and Wagner Competition Committee for all the work supporting this year's prize, and each of our host institutions for giving us the freedom to pursue impactful research when it mattered most. On a personal note, I would like to thank my advisor and Edelman finalist, Dimitri Bertsimas, for always supporting me and stressing that above all else, the most important thing is making a positive impact on the world around you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jim, and congratulations to Vishal and the rest of the team. You have until May 1st to enter this year's Wagner Prize competition, and all it takes is a simple abstract to get started. If you'd like more information, Dr. Cochran will be attending the rest of the conference and would be happy to answer any questions you may have about the Wagner Prize. Now back to the Edelman finalists. Joining me for the next two finalists is Laura Albert, Inform's president-elect, who will be presenting the Academy trophies on behalf of Informs. The next finalist team is from Chile for their work, Analytics Saves Lives During the COVID-19 Crisis in Chile. Please welcome from the Ministry of Health Chile, Paula Daza, from Ministry of Science, Knowledge, and Innovation Chile, Andrés Cuv, from Instituto Sistemas Complejos de Ingeniería, Leonardo Basso, Pablo Galas, Marcel Goich, Ignacy Neira, Marcelo Olivares, Dennis Sure, and Charles Thraves. From Entel Ocean, Empresa Nacional de Telecomunicaciones, Julio Covarrubias, Antonio Moreno. From Facultad de Medicina, Universidad de Chile, Miguel O'Ryan. From Stanford University, Gabriel Weintraub. Please join me in welcoming the impressive team from Chile. Accepting the Academy Trophy and summarizing their work is Leonardo Basso, the Director of Complex Engineering Systems Institute and professor at Universidad de Chile.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are proud to be one of the finalists of the 2022 Franz Edelman Award and thankful for the opportunity to showcase our work. We would also like to congratulate the other finalists and thank the judges and our coaches. This project deals with the COVID-19, a challenge that needs no many explanations, I guess. Our work is about how an early partnership between the Chilean Ministry of Health, Science, and TEL, the largest telecom company in the country, and the Institute Complex Engineering Systems, EASY, developed innovative methodologies and tools that placed OR and analytics at the forefront of the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic in Chile. We use advanced methods from statistics, machine learning, and operations research to process and analyze telecom data to understand mobility and the actual effects of lockdowns across time and space, to help allocate limited intensive care capacity when the system was stressed, to significantly increase the testing capacity and provide on-the-ground strategies for active screening of asymptomatic cases through innovative combination of mobility, infection data, and we implemented a nationwide serology surveillance program that significantly influenced Chile and the world decision regarding vaccine booster doses. The project involved the work of hundreds of healthcare workers on the ground, tens of scientists, and grad students and dozens of professionals in both ministries and Intel. I would like now to give the floor to the former Minister of Science from the government of Chile, Andrés Cub.
Good evening. It's very exciting to be here tonight. Thank you very much for having us here on stage. Our work faced important challenges. The first of it was urgency. Given the fierce progression of the pandemic, communication and coordination at the national scale of large and diverse teams, from engineers and MDs to authorities and health staff on the ground, and nurturing trust in an anguished population through effective communication. Yet, through those difficulties, the alliance established by the Institute, the private sector, and the government proved essential to tackle this very complex challenge. Each one provided different capacities, different talents, and different points of view. The result was a concrete set of tools and initiatives based on innovative analytics that allow the government to have better information and to take action. We learned, for instance, the advantages but also the limitations of lockdowns and how they impacted differently different groups of people. We had forecasts of how many ICU beds would be needed in a week's time. We learned how to test more and more efficiently, and we learned about vaccine waning and the need for a booster dose. These innovations even led to the publication of no less than 4 papers in prestigious academic journals such as Informs Management Science and The Lancet ID. It is now for me a true honor to introduce Paula Daza, former Vice Minister of Public Health and undoubtedly the leader of the fight against COVID in Chile. Paula.
Good evening. It's a pleasure for me to be here in this stage. For health authorities that have been on the ground during COVID crisis, as myself, the analytics tools developed by EASY allowed us to take tangible decisions while providing teams with confidence about them. They allowed us to move first both in averting infections through a very elegant system for choosing locations for testing in the public space, and also in contributing to Chile's successful vaccination strategy by showing us quite early and when no international evidence was available that some groups of the population needed a booster dose. In Chile, we anticipate many future applications of these analytics tools for the public health. And this is something that certainly will keep us all busy in the near future. But what is important to say tonight is that our project had a seizable impact on many aspects. It saved millions of dollars, avoided thousands of infections, and in a conservative estimate, saved more than 2,500 lives. We are very pleased to be today to show you our project. Thank you very much.
Our next finalist to be inducted into the Edelman Academy is Janssen Pharmaceutical Companies of Johnson & Johnson for their work data-driven COVID-19 vaccine development for Johnson & Johnson. Please welcome from Janssen, Jennings Xu and Sid Jain. From the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Dimitris Persimas and Michael Lee. Please join me in honoring this awesome team from Janssen. Accepting the Academy Trophy and summarizing their work is Dimitris Persimas, Boeing Professor of Operations Research at MIT, and Jennings Xu, Director of Data Science and Portfolio Management at Janssen Pharmaceuticals.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be in front of you, and I would also like to take a moment to remember people we lost. In particular, I would like to acknowledge and dedicate this award to my colleague, Gabriel Bitran, a dear colleague of mine who passed because of COVID, and the son of one of my close friends, Randy Magnandi, who also, unfortunately. And I would like us to go back in March 16th, 2020. It was Monday, March 16, 2020. MIT just closed because of the pandemic. That afternoon, I called a meeting among my entire research group of 25 doctoral students. I proposed that we use our knowledge to help the world cope with the COVID-19 pandemic. We created a website called covidanalytics.io, which is still active today, and makes predictions daily regarding infections, hospitalizations, and deaths among 167 countries worldwide. We created a model called Delphi. The model was one of the first 4 models that the CDC used to guide the nation. In May 2020, Janssen chose the Delphi model to guide which places to select for the phase 3 clinical trial for its single-dose COVID-19 vaccine. The idea of a clinical trial is to give half of the participants the vaccine and the other half a placebo. The participants are then exposed to the virus. Assuming there is enough incidence and the vaccine is effective, then the level of incidence among the participants that took the vaccine would be substantially lower than the incidence among those who took the placebo, and therefore we can understand the effectiveness of the vaccine quickly. However, it is critical to select locations where there is a high degree of incidence, and to do so 3 to 4 months in advance, as it takes that amount of time to establish the logistics of the trial. The MIT and the Janssen team worked 24/7 to accomplish this task. We developed new analytical models to capture the behavior of populations and account for the effect of government interventions. Ours was the first success in using analytics to accelerate a clinical trial. Efforts by teams, including the CDC, during the Ebola and the Zika epidemic did not succeed as much.
At J&J, we felt the call to action. Our entire company rallied behind our vaccine team. And within an unprecedented 15 months, the world would have access to a single-dose J&J COVID-19 vaccine. This was enabled in large part due to our work with MIT. We collaborated on a predictive forecast for COVID spread at the country, province, state, and even county level for site selection in our global phase 3 trial. And we succeeded. We had over 90% success in identifying high incidence locations, allowing us critically to set up our trial sites in places not where COVID was at the time of prediction, but where it was going to be during the trial many months later. This led to rapid case accrual, which reduced our time to emergency use authorization by about 6 to 8 weeks, and the generation of clinical data in locations that then saw the emergence of variants such as South Africa and Brazil. We further tuned the model to optimize for diversity, knowing that we needed to reflect the populations most at risk. And in terms of impact, our acceleration enabled, according to external estimates, approximately 21,000 hospitalizations averted and nearly 3,300 lives saved, families whose loved ones are still at their dinner table. Our work led to almost $2 billion worth of adverse health and productivity savings. The importance of this and the example it sets for the entire industry cannot be overstated. What we learned from COVID-19 is acting as a catalyst across the entire portfolio, ranging from optimizing site selection and clinical trial efficiency to using data science to understand better the diseases that we're working to control. We're using it to aid in earlier and accurate diagnosis of patients suffering from rare or difficult to detect diseases, leading ultimately to better patient outcomes. The application of data science for our COVID-19 vaccine trial has opened up so many possibilities for both how we innovate and impact patient lives. So on behalf of the entire Janssen team and MIT, it is an honor to be recognized amongst such outstanding work, and we thank you very much for considering us for this prestigious award.
We'll have an opportunity to hear from 2 other finalists in a few minutes, but let's first transition to talk about the importance of academia and furthering progress in industry. I've had the opportunity at Ford to work with numerous universities over my career, including Dimitris Persimas, from conducting joint research and publishing papers to delivering new algorithms for incorporation into business solutions, such as prototype scheduling, which I mentioned earlier, that was a finalist for the Wagner Prize with the University of Michigan. And when I started the mobility initiative at Ford, I was able to seed a whole new area of mobility research with a variety of university partners. We looked at car sharing operations and impacts on vehicle design attributes. We did city-level modeling of cell phone traces to understand usage of urban center residents and transportation mobility needs. We also collected connected vehicle data and analyzed this to understand people's mobility needs, to understand transportation deserts and ride-sharing opportunities. In my current role, I have the opportunity to assess university proposal submissions and choose the ones that are helping further the toughest operations challenges at Ford. Partnership with universities is key for industry to keep abreast of cutting-edge methodology and for introducing students and faculty to real-world problems and data sets. This bi-directional engagement is what pushes research further. The field of analytics and OR is hot right now, with not enough talent to staff the demand. University programs are critical partners in the practice of operations research and analytics. They educate the people that go on to clean and analyze data, to develop models, to test algorithms, to engage with business stakeholders, and do everything else that is needed to create a successful project. To support and encourage university innovation developments, Informs is proud to present the UPS George D. Smith Prize. I'm pleased to introduce Andrew Wasser. Andy is Associate Dean at Carnegie Mellon University and is the chair of the 2022 UPS George D. Smith Prize Committee.
Thanks, Erica, and it's truly a pleasure to be with you all in person today. We recognize tonight's successful practice of OR and analytics that changes and impacts people and the organizations that we work with. Such work has been carried out by practitioners, most of whom selected as students to specialize in OR and analytics. What enables these practitioners to deliver this success? It's a combination of their talent, their experience, and an excellent foundation of their education. The UPS George D. Smith Prize recognizes the providers of this solid foundation, the universities that prepare the OR and analytics practitioners who produce the impressive applications like the ones awarded tonight. UPS, Informs, and the practice section collaborated to institute this award. It is named in honor of the late George D. Smith, the second CEO of UPS. Throughout his tenure at UPS, George constantly strove to innovate its operations to focus on efficiency, service, and sustainability. He embraced OR and worked hard to make it an integral part of UPS. He viewed operations research as the engineering approach to making decisions. The prize is generously underwritten by UPS and goes to an academic program for effective and innovative preparation of students to excel in OR and analytics. Since 2012, the prize has attained international stature. I encourage you to consider next year's competition. The submission shines light on your school and will formally recognize the innovative aspects of the education you provide. 3 innovative programs, unique in their own way, are the finalists this year. They presented their programs to the prize committee yesterday and were honored with plaques earlier this evening. Now, as I recognize these 3 outstanding programs, I request the team members to stand at their table and remain standing throughout the announcement. Please hold your applause until all 3 finalists are announced. The finalists are Eindhoven University of Technology, Industrial and Applied Mathematics, Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, the University of Toronto, the Rotman School of Management, Master of Management Analytics, Purdue University, Kranick School of Management. Let's have a big round of applause for all 3 schools. Joining me on stage is my friend Bala Ganesh, Vice President of Engineering at UPS, who will present the award to the winner. The finalists and winner were selected by careful consideration and deliberation by a team of judges. As you can see, the panel of judges has backgrounds in the spirit of the award spanning both academia and industry. The judging committee consists of Andrew Armacost, University of North Dakota, Michelle Lee, MIT, Patricia Randall, Princeton Consultants, Anand Rao, PwC, Ann Robinson, Canaxis, and Fidel Rodriguez, LinkedIn. Oh, and one more, Aurelie Tillet, Southern Methodist University. I thank the judges for their hard work. It was a pleasure working with them, and I thank the devotion to these judges and to the participants for their commitment to educating the next generation of practitioners. Please plan to attend the presentation tomorrow afternoon at 4:40 p.m. in the Hunters Creek Room, where the winner will describe their program in more detail. And now it's time for Bala. Thank you.
Well, it's an honor to be here on behalf of UPS, and it's time to announce the winner.
Andy, can I have the envelope, please? I think I'm sure. All right. So the winner of the 2022 UPS George T. Smith Prize is Eindhoven University of Technology. And accepting the award on behalf of the winning team is Maria Blasiu.
In true Oscar spirit, I actually wrote down my notes, hoping that I will get to address you. It's 4 a.m. for me, different time zone. So good afternoon, everybody. Good morning if you're in the Netherlands somehow and you watch it at some other time. It's an enormous honor to be the winner of the UPS George T. Smith Prize. Being selected as a finalist was already an honor in itself, but winning it, it's a stuff of dreams, really. It is a prestigious prize for us in operations research, practice, and education, and it has an impact on our university. I and everybody from the Eindhoven University of Technology wish to thank you for this recognition for our masters in industrial and applied mathematics. As we said in our presentation, our university has the DNA of Benders and Dijkstra. They were our alumni ages ago, of course. We continue to build on their creativity, their drive to transcend borders, and their will to build ecosystems. It is fantastic that you have recognized and acknowledged and rewarded us with this wonderful prize. Our Master's in Industrial and Applied Mathematics is an innovative operations research program with a hands-on education. In this audience, we all recognize, as we have heard in the Inform's presentation earlier, that decision sciences save lives, save money, and solve problems. Academic programs in operations research are part of the solution. We train the next generation of professionals on the latest methodologies, on technologies, and best practices that we will need in society. Hundreds of industry professionals in front of me meet at the Inform's Business Analytics Conference to explore these technologies. Our graduates are ready to join your ranks. Of course, I have much more written, but before I tire you, I would like first to close with thanking everybody who made this possible. Our program invested a lot of human capital on building on an ecosystem of partnership with hundreds of the approximately 3,000 companies that the Eindhoven region has. I wish to express my gratitude to the numerous companies that supported our application with recorded messages of their CEOs and their employees, which are our past graduates. I wish to extend a special thanks to the consultancy company CQM, who sent their business analyst here, Ms. Anke Simons, next to me on the stage. She's an alumna of our program, to support this application. The competition for this award was, in my opinion, fierce. At least that's how I experienced it after having watched the presentations. So I would like to acknowledge our competitors from the University of Toronto, the Rotman School of Management, and from Purdue University, the Craner School of Management. They made it so difficult for us. I literally spent yesterday analyzing their presentations and thinking of how I will improve it next year if necessary. True. I loved it. I also loved meeting you. We, as the Eindhoven University of Technology, will continue doing what we do best. Educate students to become future-proof, to become professionals capable of finding solutions to questions that we as society are not yet familiar with. We deliver critical thinkers for the society of tomorrow. Thank you for this honor. We are happy to serve.
Thank you, Andy, Bala, and congratulations to the winner, Eindhoven. At this time, we will introduce the two remaining finalists for the 2022 Franz Edelman Award. Presenting the trophies is the president of Informs, Radhika Kulkarni, who is the VP of Advanced Analytics R&D at SAS Institute. Our fifth finalist is Merck Animal Health for operations research, methods transform biomanufacturing productivity for life-saving medicine. Please welcome from Merck Animal Health, P.K. Yagneshwaran, Oscar Repping, Mark Byens, Koen Derricks, Bram van Rahavenstein, from Eindhoven University of Technology, Tuche Martegon. Please join me in honoring this outstanding team for Merck Animal Health. Accepting the Academy Trophy and summarizing their work is Oscar Repping, Executive Director of Merck Animal Health, Large Molecule Manufacturing Science and Technology.
Merck Animal Health offers veterinarians, farmers, pet owners, and governments one of the widest ranges of veterinary products and health management solutions. Some of our most advanced medicines, next-generation drugs, are produced via biomanufacturing, using living organisms to grow the active ingredients rather than chemically synthesizing them. By re-engineering biological processes, we are able to generate highly complex molecules that are functionally smarter, with higher efficacy and fewer side effects. Our facility in Boxmeer is Europe's largest biomanufacturing hub for veterinary medicines and the second largest in the world. In this facility, we research and develop new medicines and conduct large-scale manufacturing of more than 60 active ingredients. But across the globe, the animal health industry cannot keep up with increasing demand. At the same time, our company has made several environmental sustainability commitments, including to be carbon neutral across our entire manufacturing network by 2025. Our work began with a clear vision of increasing our production facilities' output without spending more money or using more resources. Every day, our biomanufacturing system consists of 8,000 interdependent process steps in two main phases. Upstream processing to produce the active ingredients via modern fermentation in bioreactors, and downstream processing to prepare the end product and ensure it meets quality and safety standards. Living organisms introduce high levels of uncertainty, and produce diversity multiplies this already complex systems. Given the unique challenges of biomanufacturing operations, a multidisciplinary approach was necessary to support our team's moonshot goal to improve production output. We collaborated closely with the School of Industrial Engineering at Eindhoven University of Technology in the Netherlands, complementing our expertise in life sciences with the power of operations research and management methods to proactively use data analytics to drive our daily decisions, a transformation towards smart operations. The portfolio of optimization models presented today were improving bioreactor yield with a novel technique called bleed feed, smart parameter estimation, and scheduling optimization. By implementing the bleed feed technique alone, we achieved around 82.5% higher yield per bioreactor setup. And by optimizing critical parameter configurations, we realized a 50 to 60% improvement in batch yield and reduced the standard deviation by 20%. And finally, our optimized end-to-end planning and scheduling allowed us to produce an extra batch per week per production line. We intend to scale to our entire global animal health manufacturing network and are certain these process improvements will apply to human health manufacturing as well. We believe we have an ethical responsibility to continuously improve and share these methods and our expertise with our global community. Through the work we have presented, we have proven that linking operations research with life sciences in biomanufacturing drives substantial, sustainable, and scalable productivity improvements. Thank you.
Our last 2022 finalist to be inducted into the Edelman Academy is the U.S. Census Bureau for their work Advanced Analytics Drives Reengineering of Field Operations for 2020 U.S. Census. Please welcome from the Census Bureau, Ron Jarman, Tamara Adams, Reggie Bigham, Sothyar M., Alessandro Ferrucci, Vicky McIntyre, Jay Ochiogrosso, Stephanie Studs, Benjamin Whitley, and from Princeton Consultants, Steve Sashihara and Irv Lustig. Please join me in honoring this remarkable team from the U.S. Census Bureau. Accepting the Academy Trophy is Ron Jarman, Deputy Director and Chief Operating Officer of the U.S. Census Bureau.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Jarman, Deputy Director for the U.S. Census Bureau. I want to thank Informs and the Edelman Committee for choosing the Mojo Optimizer as a finalist. I'd now like to overview our journey with this short video of how Mojo transformed our data collection efforts in 2020. Thank you.
I mean, our goal is to make sure, we count everyone once, only once, and in the right place.
Every census has sort of like some kind of disruption or difference, but the scale at which it happened on 2020 was unbelievable.
In advance of the 2020 decennial census, the Census Bureau was challenged to perform the census at the same cost per housing unit as a 2010 decennial. We met these difficulties with long hours, hard work, a lot of creativity, and our Mojo Optimizer, which leveraged machine learning and optimization techniques to drive a complete re-engineering of census field operations.
Mobile technology was the platform that enabled the benefits of the Mojo Optimizer to be realized. Geographically rooted assignments were delivered directly to an enumerator on a mobile device.
With a seamless, efficient, and logical path to visit cases. Customized to fit unique work schedules.
For hundreds of thousands of temporary and fluctuating workforce members.
It totally changed everything.
An enumerator was not asked to figure out the order of the visits of their assigned cases. Rather, the Mojo Optimizer told them the specific order and the routing of the cases they should attempt each day.
A supervisor could also receive, validate, and send payroll for processing remotely. There was no longer a need to meet with a group of enumerators each day. For the first time in census history, operations managers now have limitless opportunities to provide real-time route and caseload adjustments when the unexpected occurs.
So what Mojo did was it made it possible for us to be able to better manage more efficiently in the field with the use of technology.
We accounted for 99.98% of all housing units and addresses nationwide.
With Mojo in hand, enumerators completed 1.92 cases per hour, an 80% increase in enumerator productivity. Reduced the total number of enumerators needed.
For the 2010 census, we needed 494 physical area offices. In 2020, the efficiencies helped reduce this number to 248.
Mojo produced a reduction of almost 27% in terms of miles per case.
This massively complex, robust, and reliable system was delivered at scale, all at once, and was able to provide 7.5 million routes to over 300,000 enumerators, corresponding to approximately 350 million planned visits over the 12 weeks of the NERFU operation. Ours is a spectacular example for every other U.S. and worldwide department, agency, and industry. They too can transform their most important and mission-critical functions. It can be done, despite the challenges of a pandemic and natural disasters, coupled with new approaches to field operations like the Mojo Optimizer. We were all counted.
Why don't we have one more round of applause for the Franz Edelman finalist teams of 2022. So how many of you have been in a situation where you had to explain what you do for a living to your parents, to your kids, or maybe meeting your new neighbors? I can remember showing my son a book chapter I wrote on mixed integer nonlinear programming when he was little, and he asked, "What language is that?" Back then, he thought my job seemed boring, except for the traveling part, and especially when I brought him with me. And surprisingly, he minored in mathematics, so it couldn't have been too bad, right? So I think things are actually slightly easier to explain these days with movies such as Moneyball tying analytics to sports, and most Americans understand a good sports analogy, or TV shows like Numbers, Persons of Interest, or Intelligence. People are also beginning to see data and analytics at work in their lives, in the apps they use, from searching to buy something and then continuously seeing ads for those things, am I right? To being recommended similar items we might like based on our buying patterns, or to getting projections on when and where we might see the spike of diseases in COVID, like COVID. Analytics can be seen in everything we use and leverage, and often companies and products that provide us with the best experiences have data and analytics at their core. With this in mind, the Informs Prize has never been more important. Analytics is a must for companies to have fundamental capabilities. Those who do analytics well win in the marketplace. The Informs Prize is awarded to organizations that have embraced operations research and analytics in multiple projects to have significant and long-lasting impact on their organizations. Brian Fleistra, manager of advanced analytics at Steelcase, chaired the Informs Prize Committee. Unfortunately, he's unable to be here with us tonight, and I'm pleased to announce the winner of the 2022 Informs Prize in his place. The Informs Prize is awarded to an organization that applies analytics through a variety of innovative applications that drive significant beneficial impact to the organization over a sustained period of time. In early December, each candidate for the Informs Prize submitted a written summary of the use of analytics throughout their organization, including details on multiple projects, testimonials from top management, and a description of their business operating model for success. The Informs Prize recognizes how business analytics can shift corporate cultures and significantly improve results. We encourage each of you to consider if your organization has adopted an analytics culture, and perhaps next year your organization should be recognized with this prestigious prize. Before we announce the recipient of this year's award, I would like to take a moment to recognize the committee members who represent some of the top talent in analytics from both practice and academia. Shane Henderson from Cornell University, Kathy Lang from SAS, Nalay Noyan from Amazon, Yulia Vorotintsevia from St. Louis University, Chris Weimer from U.S. Air Force Institute of Technology, and I was also proud to serve as a committee member for the prize this year. Thanks to the committee. So I'm very pleased to announce that the recipient of the 2022 Informs Prize is Wayfair. The 2022 Informs Prize is awarded to Wayfair for leveraging operations research and machine learning across a broad spectrum of functions such as marketing, fraud prevention, customer support, supply chain operations, and search to optimize business processes. Across Wayfair, this research is driving new ways to do business, augment decision-making, and drive a flywheel of great customer experiences and growth. By awarding the 2022 Informs Prize to Wayfair, Informs recognizes their sustained application of innovative, world-class analytics. Receiving the award for Wayfair is Patrick Phelps, Director of Machine Learning and Data Science at Wayfair. He is joined on stage by Tulia Plamata and Benjamin Schroeder. Congratulations to Wayfair on behalf of the Informs community, and thank you to your commitment to furthering and celebrating the value of analytics at many levels through your organization.
Thank you, and thank you to the Prize Committee for selecting Wayfair to receive this award. We at Wayfair are very honored to be receiving this prize this year and to celebrate the amazing work that went into it by our wonderful teams. Wayfair believes that everyone should live in a home that they love. Through technology and innovation, Wayfair makes it possible for shoppers to quickly and easily find exactly what they want from a selection of millions of items. This award celebrates Wayfair's investment in operations research and machine learning and the ability of these investments to drive results across a broad spectrum of business functions, including marketing, fraud prevention, customer support, supply chain, and search. The culmination of the efforts of more than 200 individual scientists, engineers, and product managers of many nationalities, beliefs, and backgrounds, we want to make sure to thank everyone who's part of the team at Wayfair. While we are honored to be here today, many of these team members are actively working across North America and Europe to continue to drive this amazing work. Across the company, this research is driving new ways to do business, augmenting our ability to make decisions, and driving the flywheel of great customer experiences, revenue growth, profitability, and expansion. Thank you for honoring Wayfair with this award.
The Franz Edelman competition dates back to 1972. The Edelman Academy comprises all finalist organizations from the inception of the award. Those finalist teams helped their organizations save lives, improve safety, create new products and services, increase the effectiveness of operations of all kinds, not to mention collectively contributing billions of dollars to the business bottom line. The Academy member organizations are truly global and serve a broad range of industries. The list of Academy members is impressive and a source of inspiration for all of us working in the field of operations, research, and analytics. The organization names you see in the back of your book on page 95 are outstanding role models for all of us. Their innovative use of OR and analytics enabled them to overcome challenges and deliver significant benefits to companies and society. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. The Edelman competition has been a 9-month effort, beginning with a call for papers in August of 2021. The selection committee screened submitted entries to identify semifinalists who were researched in detail with verification of their stated impact. In mid-December, the selection committee chose the finalists who were recognized on stage this evening. Their papers will be polished, edited, and ultimately published in the January 2023 issue of Inform's Journal on Applied Analytics. The official competition took place earlier today when the finalists presented their work to the judges. Each finalist team was assigned coaches to guide them through their competition. Coaches helped their team deliver papers and presentations of the highest possible quality. I ask this year's coaches to please stand at your tables as I call your names and remain standing. And I ask the audience to please hold your applause until all of the coaches have been introduced. Coaching Alibaba, we have Grace Lin, Sanjay Prasad, and Inderjeet Singh. Coaching General Motors, Pooja Dhawan and Mustafa Kabul. Coaching Chile, Layak Abdel Malek, Ali Magahed, and Zohar Strinka. Coaching Janssen, Aaron Berciaga, and Carol Desvart. Coaching Merck Animal Health, we have Ken Fordyce, Joyce Weiner, and Owner Suref. Coaching the U.S. Census Bureau, we have Sadeep Bhattacharjee, Chanel Murray, and Ulas Kakman Mak. Thanks to all of you. Have you ever wondered about the cumulative benefits derived from all of the Edelman finalists? Thanks to Jeff Alden, we've been tracking the value of these benefits for several years. Jeff is a technical fellow and member of General Motors' R&D Operations Research Group. His current estimate of benefits generated by Edelman finalists since the award's inception in 1972 is $363 billion. I think we should applaud ourselves. You can read about it in tonight's program book. While the total is impressive, Jeff is quick to point out that that is just the tip of the iceberg. It does not account for the less easily quantifiable benefits such as improved cancer treatment, better airline security, successful hazardous material disposal, or effective epidemic disease control. Over the years, more than 20 of our finalists have provided major life and health benefits to society, and these benefits are often considered the most important and long-lasting. Now I want to give a special thanks and recognition to this year's judges. While we've been enjoying our meal and tonight's festivities, the judges have been completing a long day of deliberations. I ask the judges to please stand when I call your name and remain standing, and please hold your applause until all of the judges have been announced. Carrie Beam, Chair of the Award Committee from the University of Arkansas. Manoj Chari from Elon University. Gul Ega from SAS. Michael Gorman from the University of Dayton. Julie Ivey from North Carolina State University. Tim Lau from the University of Iowa. Kendra Taylor from Keefficiencies, Rajesh Tyagi from General Electric, and Kermit Threedle from Shopify. Thanks from all of us for your hard work, your objectivity, and especially for your willingness to make the difficult decision to select just one among this group of outstanding finalists. All winners for special recognition as the first place winner. We particularly thank Carrie Beam for her leadership and many hours of preparing the competition. To announce the recipient of the 2022 Franz Edelman Award, it's now my great pleasure to bring back to the podium the president of Informs, Radhika Kulkarni. You know, I thought I'd be the one that got to say, hand me the envelope, but it's not going to be so. And accompanying Radhika with the envelope containing the name of the first place team is Carrie Beam, Chair of the Edelman Prize Committee.
Thank you, Erica. It is such a privilege to be here this evening as we celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of all the Edelman finalists. It truly is the Nobel Prize of OR and Analytics. And now, the moment of truth. Carrie, may I have the judge's decision, please? Thank you. Wow. The winner is Gobierno de Chile. Oh my goodness. And to accept the award and say a few words on behalf of Chile, please welcome Paula Daza from the Ministry of Health.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have words in this moment. I want to thank Informs. I want to thank for the judges of Edelman Awards. We already were very, very happy. We were very congratulated because we were here, because we were selected as the finalist of the 5 Edelman Awards. But winning here, it's really very, very important for us. This is our great group. I want to thank you in the name of the University of Chile, EC, also the Ministry of Science and the Ministry of Health. But I want to thank you in the name of all my country. This is the work of many, many people who are not here that we represent as a country. I think one of the most important things that we learned in the last 2 years that was working in a collaborative way, in even being people different, coming from different pathways, but working together with just one main object, that was to contain the pandemic. We wanted to save lives. We wanted to save our country. We wanted to minimize the people who were into the ICU and the people who were dying. Is that wise? Because today we are from the government, from the universities, from the civil society, from the private sector, working together, collaborating together, we could contain this terrible pandemic that attacked the whole world. We hope that what we have learned in the last 2 years in our country and in the whole world will teach us that working together is the main important thing to have in the future to diminish the dying people and always the illness. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. To conclude tonight's formal celebration, please stand and join with me to honor our first place winner. The Chile team. Woo-woo! It's my pleasure to be able to honor them, see the enthusiasm. They're an inspiration. I also want to give appreciation for every finalist's outstanding work. I'm glad I'm not one of the judges. And in celebration of all the past achievements and future promises that this great competition represents, we're really happy and proud of the Franz Edelman Award first place winner, Chile. So once again, another round of applause. Tomorrow afternoon at 3:40, the Chile team will reprise their winning presentation in this room. Now that we have concluded tonight's formal celebration, I'd like to bring back to the stage all our finalist team members, as well as the winners from the Wagner, UPS, and Informs prizes. Please make your way back up to the stage for photographs. I hope you enjoyed this gala celebration. I look forward to seeing you at the rest of the conference and to joining you in next year's gala in Denver. Please have a good night and enjoy the rest of your stay in Houston, and hopefully no more rain. Have a great time.